So when Jalen Hurts gets the massive contract extension, and let's say he doesn't show up in the playoffs, are you going to say the same thing? Because you already believe in Jalen Hurts now after he's shown you nothing in the playoffs. He's actually been worse because he's only had one appearance. He's been worse in that one game than Dak Prescott was in his first playoff
Well,
appearance.
Tampa's defense was tailor-made to stop that Philly running attack last year. We talk about Hurts. The reason why I'm more high
That
on him
means
this year,
absolutely
the reason
nothing.
why is because the jump that he's taken from year 2 to 3, year 1 to 2 as a starter, while considering what he does as a runner of the football, that makes him a more dynamic playmaker. And at the same time, he can win from the pocket. I don't think there's much of a gap, my
How do
friend.
you know
I don't
that?
think there's much of a gap between Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott when it comes to throwing the football. I think they're comparable. And then when it comes to rushing, Jalen Hurts clears
Hold on.
Dak
How do
Prescott.
you know that he can win from the pocket when you've only seen him do it in the regular season? You haven't seen him do it in the playoffs. How do you know that he's a better pure passer than Dak Prescott when this is his 1 year of doing it? It's 1 year. So if he goes back and let's say he just next year he's not what he was the year before. He's somewhere in the middle of this year and last year.
The reason why is
Still
because
sticking
the
to that
Eagles,
because it just doesn't make any sense. Like
it
what this
does. The
guy has
Eagles have built around him, and
14
we've seen
good.
him get better and better each and every single season. So what I do is project,
It's one
given his current
freaking year,
development
John. It's
pattern, I
one
sound like a nerd, guys.
freaking year.
I
Given his
do feel
trajectory, I think it's not crazy to say at all.
His
He might be
trajectory
a better thrower of the football than Dak Prescott. He might be getting to that point too. He's a pretty good passer. If we're going to compare him to Lamar, I think he's a better thrower of the football than Lamar.
if he's talking potential, I mean it's a feasible argument, but
Lamar
I'm
was
with
freaking
Brandon where
MVP.
he says one playoff start. Uh but I would reserve judgment until we see what he's doing this year because this is a team with more expectation. Last year we had no expectation for the Philadelphia Eagles. They shouldn't even have made the playoffs and they did. And they just happened to be going up against the defending champions at the time. We knew they were going to get their asses handed to them. So, and that's exactly what happened. Now this year, we're talking about a Philly team that's what's their record now?
13-2.
13-2. Okay, so 13-2. The expectation is so much higher. We're not just talking about Jalen Hurts emerging. We're talking about an MVP Jalen Hurts that needs to deliver come postseason time. Still, like I said, you could start judging him now. I wouldn't judge him on his first year, but even then, this is his second playoff appearance. Uh, but expectations are higher. So I wouldn't be doing the comparisons too much now because Dak Prescott is still a very good quarterback in this league.
Yeah,
I get what you mean about comparing him to Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins loses prime time games consistently. Dak doesn't do that. Dak has put on shows in the playoffs at some points. We got to give some respect where he's lost games based on. I mean, I could consistently point out this year of the pass to Jared Cook down the sideline. That's
yeah.
we're probably talking about a totally different playoff run and talking about Dak Prescott in a different light if that throw isn't made.
And I just have to say, it's not. First off, again, you're doing the thing where you're comparing Dak because you have such a much bigger sample size to critique off of. With Jalen, you're just going off the positive. You're not even acknowledging the negatives
Has Dak ever
whatsoever.
had
No,
a
you're gonna
better season than
stop.
this?
What? What'd you say?
Has
Has
Dak
Dak
ever had a
ever had
better
a
season?
better regular season than Jalen Hurts?
Yes.
No, he hasn't.
I don't know about that. This
Okay.
is
I mean,
His best regular season, he went 8-8 and missed the playoffs. He had a losing record for his playoff teams.
he was 13-3 his first year.
I'm talking
I think
about
his
his
best
best
statistical
production.
season.
His
Yeah.
best
Okay, then why are
statistical
you
season.
bringing up wins when you're talking about production?
When it comes to your individual best season, it has not as much to do about team success, but when you consider it wasn't driving wins, I put more value in Hurts' best statistical season.
So you're telling me that Drew Brees' 5,000 yard season wasn't as impressive as this one when he was going 8-8 against Jalen Hurts' season right now? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because that's exactly what you just said.
It's different
Oh, now it's different. That makes no sense, John. You know I
because
just
Brees
got
did
you
not
right
have the
there.
support Dak did. Amari Cooper and all those receivers. The running
Yeah,
game he had, the
Jason
offensive
freaking
line.
Garrett as his head coach. Are you kidding me right now? Is there any comparison between don't do that? Is there any comparison between Sean Payton and Jason the Puppet Garrett? Come on. Come the F on. See, this is
I
where you
just don't
get
believe
caught
Dak's had
in
a better
these things.
season.
No, because you just get caught in these things. If you just compare them to what Dak in his rookie year was leaps and bounds above where Jalen Hurts was his rookie year. I will give Jalen Hurts the
Oh yeah.
credit. He went out in the offseason this year and he worked out oh god, I'm forgetting the guy's name. I think it's Tom or Tim House. He worked with Tom Brady and Drew Brees and them. And really committed himself to learning how to throw the football at a better higher level, I should say.
Well,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Yeah, no, I don't want to cut you off if you got more.
Well, no, I was just saying that has shown, the commitment and the leadership skills that he has and the want to get better. And I respect that. But I again, for the billionth time, it is freaking how many games is it? Because he just missed last game. So it's 14 games. If you're gonna crown a guy over 14 games, I would love to be your employee. I love it. If all I have to do is show up for 14 games, days, or whatever, God,
Weeks.
hire me, please. Hire me because I can just do that and then fail. You would ignore everything before that, which was failure, and you would just look at that, and I'd be like the king to you. You treat me like a god.
It's not fair, Jalen Hurts, to compare when he was a project player coming out of
What
Oklahoma.
about Dak
Well,
Prescott,
not
fourth
not
round
even not
pick?
even
Jalen Hurts
but
is a
not
better
even that.
quarterback than Dak because he's got a better situational awareness. He's got a better athletic ability. He's a much better playmaker given what he does as a runner of the football. And when it comes to throwing,
I don't
I
give a
don't think there's
crap
much of
about
a
running the
gap.
football
But,
because when it comes down to it, you're gonna
We're
have to
trying to
win
win.
inside the
We're not getting
pocket.
playmaking, man.
In the pocket.
but listen, you can't really compare the two from their rookie seasons at all. Dak Prescott walked into a way better situation than what Jalen Hurts did. This was a Philly team that was, completely retooling at the moment, as opposed to a Dallas Cowboy team that was pretty much Super Bowl ready. If Tony Romo was there, do we have different expectations for them? No, probably not.
I
So
agree totally.
yeah, so Jalen Hurts was like John said, a real project of a quarterback when Dak Prescott was kind of just thrusted into this situation that nobody initially expected. But I'm not knocking Dak at all for that. Dak played incredible in his rookie year, and got to give credit to the best offensive line in football. A rookie Zeke Elliott with fresh legs going crazy. Des Bryant was still playing ball. They had a squad back then, so he walked into, I think, a situation that every rookie quarterback dreams of.
Exactly. And if we're going to be comparing rookie seasons, I mean, hell, Baker Mayfield's better than Josh Allen. You know what I mean? He had a better rookie season. So, I mean, fundamentally,
Let's
Baker Mayfield is the inherently better quarterback.
I mean, he actually might be, but that's a different
Oh my
discussion for
God,
another
what are we
time.
doing?